Hi there, Sue Viskovich with another Moment with Sue, and today I'm with a familiar face. You probably already know Andy Marshall, who is with Sweetbox now, and Andy and I have been on the roadshow with the IFA Business Strategy Days, and I have been loving his session, which is all about client engagement. Andy is particularly passionate about this topic and has done a lot of research, and I loved what you were talking about, the way that clients think, particularly their fears around coming to an advisor. So can you share that with us, please?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm fascinated by human behaviour, particularly as it pertains to a financial advice situation. And all of the research suggests that they are actually fearful of making decisions and are confused by the choices that are on offer. Overarching that, most people have an overestimation of their financial knowledge, and as a consequence, because they think they're above average, they don't seek out additional advice. But when they're sitting in front of you, what makes it worse is they don't want to ask questions because they're fearful of appearing below average. So consequently, some of the great research out of Australia actually, which particularly looks at the superannuation system and the complexity and the confusion that someone in their 50s has, the research points out that the role of the advisor is absolutely pivotal, and it's all about education. And the suggestion is to create education snippets that are easy to digest but navigate someone through the confusion that they have.
Awesome. And we talk about this a lot in the sense of being able to scale your knowledge and scale your business model. So instead of the advisor having to sit in a meeting and spend a lot of the time talking at clients and particularly repeating stuff from one meeting to the next, you kind of go, oh, did I say that to these people, or was that the last meeting? There are great ways that you can do it nowadays. So we talk about things like accessing resources where the material is created for you, and you send information out to clients between meetings, either in written form or videos. Advisors themselves can be creating videos themselves. Is there anything that you particularly found the way that people are evolving and how we absorb information now, and how advisors can kind of tap into that?
That's a really good question, because with written material, which is we've traditionally provided in an advice context, it only appeals to one learning style. And when you think of the way people learn, with people learning visually or kinesthetically, having visuals and flowcharts, or allowing them to get involved in the process by using calculators, etc., so they can actually do their own gap appraisals, you find that there's a plethora of tools that an advisor doesn't need to build, but are already available, that they can just plug into something like their website or provide clients access to.
Yes.
So you can have a modular approach. You can have a modular approach where you've got some calculators, you've got some written material, you've got client testimonials, you've got other client stories, but maybe perhaps in written context rather than in a video. Plus your digital engagement of someone as well. So you can break all of this down and provide them essentially a portal that they can come into, a really secure environment for them, learn, and you get to see the progression of that journey of their learning.
Fantastic. And it does mean that people, if they do feel silly asking you a question about it, they can do it in their own time, and they can reinforce the things that you're talking about when you're together with them. That's awesome. Thanks,
You're
Andy.
welcome.
And you got to use the word plethora, one of my favourites. So that's another Moment with Sue and Andy Marshall.